Hi, my name is Destiny Cornelius. I'm doing this professional interview with my mother. I don't have abilities to be able to do anybody with like exercise science professional specifically, so I'm going to choose her. She was a teacher. So I'm going to start off by, what is your name and job title?
Susan Cornelius, 8th grade math teacher.
And how long have you been in this role, and what led you to this position?
I've been a teacher for 8 years, going on almost 9 years, and I just love students and being able to help them.
Okay, and then please share about your education and how it prepared you for job duties.
Well, my first degree I had got was a bachelor's degree in paralegal science. That kind of led me into just wanting to help different people and that helping role. And then went back to school, got my teaching degree from Eastern, and then I have gotten 2 other degrees through University of Cumberland.
Okay, and then would you describe a typical day in your job?
Just getting up, I have to make sure that my lesson plans are ready for every day. Any kind of grading that I need to do needs to be done. I usually have hall duty before classes start, like at the beginning of the day, and then we'll teach for usually it's 60 to 70 minutes, depending on the class period. Take the kids to lunch, bring them back, teach again the rest of the day. We usually get 20 minutes for lunch. We'll have 1 class period off, and then it's time to get the kids back to their buses or being picked up by their parents.
Okay, and then who do you rely on the most at work?
Probably the rest of the 8th grade math teachers. We all work together really well, making sure that the standards that we're needing to, that the kids need to master, we make sure that they have gotten those skills. If there's something that needs to need to be retaught, then I do that because I'm kind of like the remediation teacher. I teach any of the standards that the kids didn't master in the regular classroom.
Okay. And then what are some duties in your position that you did not necessarily expect?
Not really any of them except for bathroom duty, having to go and check the stalls to make sure that there's not any writing on the walls. Probably just having to stand out in the hall more than what I thought that we would have to, but other than that, there wasn't anything that I wasn't expecting.
And were the students allowed to like go by themselves to the bathroom, or did you have to walk them to the bathroom specifically due to the writing and stuff?
It depends. If there was a lot of writing that was occurring on the wall, especially whenever all of the shooting stuff that was going on back several years ago, there was bomb threats that were going on. We were having to escort our students to the bathrooms. They were only being able to go when we escorted them during class time. It got to where the kids were going pretty much on their own in between classes, and then they would get taken during lunch.
Was fights a reason why also?
Not so much. We've not had really a whole lot of fights recently. Mostly it's kids that are being caught with contraband, things that are not permitted at school. But as far as fights, there's not been a whole lot of fights that's been going on.
And then what are some challenges to working in your specific facility / organization that you wish that were different overall?
One of the things I guess that was different, which you can't really change when you have as many students as what we do. We have anywhere from 13 to 1,500 students. Is just the fact of not getting to see the other faculty unless if we have a faculty meeting. Because a lot of us, we get really close, we become really good friends, but we don't get to see each other every day. We only get to see each other maybe once a week because the school building is so big that we don't get to see each other that often.
I know in some job positions, are you guys allowed to hang outside of school, or is that allowed or is that not allowed?
You can, but a lot of times teachers really don't have time outside of school because they're usually having to take care of their own family stuff that's going on at home. A lot of times teachers are having to bring a lot of their work home with them, so they really don't have a whole lot of time outside of school.
Okay. And then what are the best parts about your job?
One of the best parts about my job is the fact of the kids having that aha moment whenever they've really struggled with different concepts, and then they finally get it, and you get to see the look on their face whenever they actually understand how to do a math problem.
Okay. And is there ways that you help kids that weren't getting maybe with a certain way that you were teaching overall? Did you take them to the side and maybe teach them a certain way, a different way for them?
Yeah, I would take, and depending on, we did mastery quizzes, and if there was students that didn't master that certain skill, then I would pull them. There usually was more than one in the classroom, and I'd pull them in a small group and reteach them as the other kids were maybe reviewing other concepts.
Okay. And then describe the culture of your organization.
Culture was really big. The kids knew that we had high expectations for them. The teachers really liked working well together to make sure that the kids were being prepared for the high school level, because that was really, as an 8th grade teacher, you want your students to go up to the high school being successful.
Okay. And what is your definition of a leader?
A leader is someone who would step up whenever it's necessary. They've got to be able to direct the rest of their team in the correct way, but they also need to be willing to listen to their other team members in order to improve whatever object that they're looking at.
Do you feel as if the school that you teach at has a high sense of leadership overall?
Yeah, I do. I think that there's several people that are in our building that has that leadership skill that a lot of the teachers would turn to if they were needing something, or there was other ones that they could turn to if they knew something needed to be done. They knew that they could depend on them.
All right. Well, thank you for your interview.
You're welcome.